Hey folks, this is Forrest with a quick demonstration of what I've been working on recently. Specifically what I've been working on is this program called Varnish, which will make page loads for people who aren't logged in much faster. For example, I'm going to load Find a Doctor or Therapist, and you'll see below my pointer that it took 277 milliseconds, or about a quarter of a second, from end to end. That's not just what it did on our computer, that's what it did all over. That's a huge page, so a quarter of a second is pretty darn cool. If you look at success stories by symptom or diagnosis, another huge page, it's doing it in 214 milliseconds, almost a fifth of a second. So let's go back to the old wiki. You'll notice in the new wiki, the web addresses, this will be success underscore stories underscore by underscore symptom and diagnosis. In the old wiki, instead of those underscores, it has plus. Now, when we switch over, that means that anybody who linked over to a web address with a plus in it is going to get like a page not found screen. Except for I just figured out how to have Varnish fix that for us, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So I want you to take a look and notice that loading on the old system, Success Stories by Symptom and Diagnosis, took a massive 23.5 seconds. That's an awful long time. Find a Doctor or Therapist took 15.77 seconds, and the home page took 3 seconds. Now, it's a little bit slow today, but you know, those are 23, 16 seconds. That's an awful lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, after we make the switch, people, when they type in tmswiki.org, are going to be sent to this web address. So let's load it up. And you can see it pops up. It takes 16 milliseconds to translate, to say, hey, now we are, uh, now we're on this new address, and that's cool. And then fetching the page only took 217 milliseconds. What's especially cool about this is rather than having pluses now, it has underscores. So it's changed the web address to the new format. Let's do it again. You'll see it with pluses here on the old website. And the address for the new website, press enter. It pops up, takes 17 milliseconds to translate it, and then it pops up the whole page in 275 milliseconds, about a quarter of a second. And you'll notice that instead of having those pluses, it has those underscores. Now it's not done yet. For example, it doesn't work at all on the home page. That's something I still need to work on. Let's demonstrate that. Not quite done. Put it through. And error page. Error page loads pretty quickly. That's great, but it's clearly not done. But this is something that you can do for yourself. You can go to any page that you want. What's another? We'll go to the books and DVDs page. It's going to take a long time to load here, but then you just paste in over tmswiki.org the new web address, and you see it comes up pretty quickly. Anyway, I'm really excited about Varnish. It loads so incredibly quickly, and it takes like a fifth of the resources of Apache. So when the website starts getting really pounded, that's when it's really going to shine. Anyway, you can see Books and DVDs is loaded in 23 seconds on the old site. It's got those pluses. Put in the new address. It gets transferred over to underscores instead of pluses. That takes 5 milliseconds. And then because it wasn't in the cache, it had to go all the way back to Apache, and Varnish couldn't help us because I hadn't loaded this page yet. It takes a whopping 600 milliseconds, which is not that much. However, if I reload it, it goes down to a nice feisty 186 milliseconds. But, you know, 600 milliseconds, 200 milliseconds, it doesn't really matter. It's all pretty amazingly cool. So I'm pretty excited about the new technology. It will be a very good foundation for us going forward and will allow us to handle with utmost grace any traffic which we can, which wants to check out our site. So there you go. That's the new site. It's a work in progress, but I'm pretty excited.